Hello. Today what I just want to show you is in Max Easy Terrain. I just want to show you how to build like an aqueduct or an elevated river. You could also use this for like an elevated road or an elevated train track or something. And depending on what textures you've got, you could even do, built-in bridges, drawbridges, etc. So what I am doing is I'm just in terrain mode, brush mode, raise terrain, and I just drew a path here just to outline where I wanted to go, and I'm just gonna quickly raise this terrain up here so that it's nice and sharp. And I'm just doing it at a nice slow pressure. I don't want to get too crazy with it. Now I just want to blend it. Just to kind of smooth it out a little bit here. Now I'm going to trees. I don't want to delete trees. I don't want any trees along this. And I want to go into grass, and I quickly want to delete grass. I don't want any grass along this. Okay, then I'm going to go back into terrain. Now I can see what I'm doing. Paint, lower brush. Now I just want to come along this outside edge and lower things. Just so that there's a more defined path around the outside of this path that I'm creating. Because the more defined path, the more the slope can be defined. Like I've got here, slope sticking out pretty good. And I'm just going to smooth that out a little bit. Not getting too crazy with it here. I'll just do a little blend right here just to get rid of that water. There we go, nothing too crazy. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now what I want to do is go into the path tool. And I've got my path laid out here, but I'm just going to go new path. And what I want to do is start here. Oh, draw a new path. Start at the bottom. Draw my way along the top. All the way to the end. Perfect. Okay, so now I've got a path. And if I zoom in a little bit here, you can see the width. I can change the width, wider, narrower, whatever. I'm going to make that actually a little bit wider here. And what I want to do is I want to come up here to my Y offset, and I want to crank that all the way up. So that's going to crank it up as high in the sky as I can. I'm going to change my path texture to this rock texture here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit create path. And now we have a big flat, I'll zoom in on that, basically a big flat wall built. So we've built a big rock wall. And now if you had a train track or something, you could smooth that. So what I could do with this is I can do Y smooth, smooth Y path, smooth Y path, create path again, and now it's smoothed it right out. So now we're much more like a wall. So it's fixed all the little humps and valleys for me, and I could do that again if I want. Do it one more time. and then hit create path one more time, and now it's smoothed it out even more. So we've got that all smoothed out there. So now what I want to do is I actually want to change that path out, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow it. So I want to narrow that down, and you can see it's kind of hard to see because it's a path color, but these little gray dots here, so I can narrow that path down to whatever I want. Right, so I'm going to go about there, and I think I want to just kind of move this in. I'm just going to move these in a little bit here. Just to kind of center them a little bit more on my path, since I've changed it quite a bit now. That's pretty good. That's all, just to kind of fix that up a bit. Over here, I guess I should do a little more too. Bring that guy to the middle a bit more. Of course, I don't really need to do this tweaking for a demo, but it's quick and easy, and just to demonstrate how to do it. There we go. We're pretty good there. Now I'm pretty happy with all that. So now what I want to do is simply go to just smooth path, and then that's going to smooth that all the way along and reconnect this end that wasn't highlighted. And now I'm going to change my, I can change my material unless I want it to be like a cobblestone tunnel, but I'm going to change it up just to show you a little better material here. There's chunky rock. Let's see, sand, cliff rock with weeds, cliff rock, mossy rock, riverbed stones, rocky mountain ground. There's the woodland cliff I've got, forest ground, water, wet riverbed gravel. So there's riverbed stones or wet riverbed gravel. I'm going to choose wet riverbed gravel because it kind of gives you that appearance of water. And now I'm going to go here to this Y, and I'm going to bring that down just a bit. I'm going to bring it down about, yeah, sure, that's good. Create path. Now, I either elevate it up. Yes, I did. I elevated up again. So now what I want to do, because I did that in the wrong direction, what I want to do now is I want to bring that down more. There we go. Now I've brought that down below. So if you look, if I zoom in here, you can see it's just mildly elevated down in there. So that's not quite enough for an aqueduct or a river channel, I don't think. So I'm going to do it a little more. Bring that Y offset down a bit more. Put the -20. Create path. There we go. Now we're a little bit better. Now is that going to be enough? If I look at it, not really. I don't think it's really enough. I think I need to go more. Go double that. That's better. Now we've got a nice tunnel. And you can see there's a nice little aqueduct carved into the land. Now you could go really deep if you wanted to, if you wanted to have it a deep trough. However, I think that that's probably good enough, but I'm going to go deep just to demonstrate. There we go. So now we're deeper. Now that has changed a little bit of the edge, but you got grass. We got some grass texture growing up there. And if we wanted to keep that, we just come back now to terrain, paint terrain, and what I can choose to do is choose which brush I want to paint. I want to paint Which one do I want to do here? I need to shrink my brush down. I don't want to raise or lower any, I don't believe. Pretty good there. Oh, I don't need a... That's a load of custom brush, I don't want to do that. I simply want to paint my swatches. Well, I can actually touch that up. I believe I can do that in here. I just... Sure, I could do that in here, but maybe not in this version. I may not have updated to that version. No, I'm running that version because I can add box or add person. Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. But yeah, I can paint that terrain manually in here. I know I can do it. I just forget where I found it. So that's all right. What I want to do anyway is I want to export. And I want to export this right into Game Guru Max. And we're going to call it Aquaduct. Save. Then I'm going to close out of there. Open Game Guru Max. Edit this. Then I want to go add existing level, and I want aqueduct, open, perfect, edit, and I'm just going to put start down here. That will put you right up here on the aqueduct. Bang. And then all I want to do, I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to customize. And I'm just going to give him melee combat just so you can see his hands in scale. Test the level. And here we are on top of the aqueduct. So if I come down in here, you can see the wet gravel, and I'm running with this side. So if you were able to do, currently in Game Guru Max and henceforth Max Easy Terrain, you can't actually add an additional water body. I believe it's coming in the future. I hope that you'll be able to add a spline and generate your own water body from that spline. However, you can see where this terrain is. And I'm running along the aqueduct here. I'm just going to jump off. Yeah. And you can see from a distance here the aqueduct in the distance going up with a straight wall. So I'll exit out of there. And then the only other thing I'd like to do, I think, is come into the terrain. And then I would like to paint textures. And I think that I want to make that one. And make the brush smaller. Smaller. And then just come up here and hard texture that. And in that way you've got wherever the ground was not exactly perfect, it's all now very aqueducty for you. Fix all that. Now of course you could leave some of that, you know, green algae growing on top of the aqueduct or whatever you want to do. But I just wanted to show you, you could easily make an aqueduct out of the terrain shaping. You could do canals and things if you had like Roman era. Now of course if you did the other thing you could do, now that you're in here, if you really wanted to, you could come in and you could add objects, and we could go in here. Let's try the Aztec game kit, and let's come down here to building collection. Oh no, sorry, in Aztec scenery, ancient city, walls. Let's grab a wall, sure. And then you could put these walls in. Let's see, rotate which angle. Go that way with it. You could do ancient whatever, but I'm just going to go that way with it. And I don't need to rotate that way, I don't think. I'm going to move it. It's into there. I'm going to do a scale on it now. Boom. Now I'm just doing this. You wouldn't stretch it like this, you would use multiples and line them up, but that way you could see that you would have you could place walls in now. I'll just zoom up here to line your aqueduct with, or you could rotate it, put it down here to line the bottom of it, or you could make it maybe, you know, more of an edger. There's lots of things you can do with lots of materials. This is just, I just grabbed something out of the inventory to show you how you could build things and accent them. I mean, you could even just put rocks and things in. So let's just add a rock. Let's come down here to, let's go, max collection is probably down here, rocks or something. Vegetation, vehicles, weapons, shrubs, rocks. Sure, we're just gonna grab that one, put it here, multiply that scale up big time, move it up. Didn't really scale it that big, did it? Well, there's probably other rocks I could use that are bigger. Add, it's gonna rock, boulder, short round, small round. Oh, that's why I grabbed a small round or something. Rock, tall, long, sure. Bang. Multiplier. What's going on? Not sure what went on with that. Oh, there we go. Oh, I know, I went too big. Okay, well, we're going to do that, and then we're going to go rotate this way. And then we're going to go rotate just a bit that way, rotate it that way. Sure. That way, bring it up this way a bit. Bring that into there. Sure. Anyway, you get the idea, but also with rocks you can come in here into the materials and I could change that base color and I could make it more of an orangey or a red even. There. Now you have more of a red rock. But you could place lots of those, right? So you put another one here. Bang. Another one over here. Bang. Of course you would change these, move them around, do whatever, right? Positioning. But there's all sorts you could do. I'm just going to zoom out because I'm getting a little carried away. I want to show you how to build an aqueduct. But yeah, you can use all sorts of things to fix it up and make it, you know, make it your own. There's all sorts of tools available. Rotate that on this angle here. Kind of like that. Bring it out this way. Bring it down. There you go. You see, now it's a whole different rock. Anyway, there's lots you can do, but I wanted to show you how to make an aqueduct, and I wanted to show you that once they have the ability to put in rivers and spines in Game Guru Max, extra water bodies, that there is so much that you will be able to do here to really make it your own. But on that note, that's all I wanted to do tonight, so have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.